they're saying, oh, when their child is born, that is their best day, passing their driving test, getting the job that they always wanted. They're all up there. But you see this day, it's up there with all of that. Because if you know the pain and suffering that ST and I have had to go through with this Norwegian golem in charge of our football club, it's an absolute disgrace.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yes, people, another edition of Knightz and Roundtable Discussions where we discuss all sports all the time. Got my guy ST with me. How are you doing, sir?
God has delivered. That's what I'm saying. God has delivered today. You see, on this fine Sunday day, Gollum is gone. That evil is gone. Thou shalt not speak no evil. I'm proud. I'm so happy. Okay, let's get into the podcast. I'm so happy. Okay, I'm happy.
Listen. Actually, you know what? Let's get all the formalities out of the way first, right? Before we get into this. People, it's a special show. You know, if we turn up, obviously you lot will get this on the Monday, but you know, if we record on the Sunday, there's a big reason for it. So it's an Ole Out Show special. He is finally gone, sacked this morning. He knew that he dismissed. Listen, P45 settings, yeah. Man got to Carrington and they were just like, here, take this in it, hold that. He's probably thinking, what is that? Bruv, you're done, finished, kaput. That is it. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been sacked from Manchester United after nearly 3 years of nonsense. But before we start, as usual, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, get the subscriptions up, all that good stuff. People, you won't know why I'm laughing. Tooth is in the background, but he's not coming on camera. And he's just typing in the chat. The man said pre-45, 46, 47.
We'll bring it up. I don't care.
But yes, people. And don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. Disclaimer for all the people that watch our show from now. Parental guidance is advised. I'm putting it out there from now. So if you've got kids in the background, any of you kids that watch the show, the language in this is not for the faint-hearted, right? I'm putting it out there. I'm putting a disclaimer out there right now. So you lot know that this show is going to be hella reckless, right? Reckless. So I'm going to give you your 5 seconds. Thank you for clicking on the show. Your 5 seconds now to come out of it or do whatever it is you need to do. You got it now whilst I sit the rum punch.
A few moments later.
And I'll be just singing. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord, praise the Lord.
Clap your hands and come on, praise the Lord. Come on, praise him. Come on, praise the Lord. Come on, praise him. He deserves a praise.
That's your 5 seconds up. This fucking bumper hole has finally been sacked, bro. Listen, I'm not joking. You see, like people say, yeah, their wedding day is their best day. They're saying, oh, when their child is born, that is their best day, passing their driving test, getting the job that they always wanted. They're all up there. But you see this day, it's up there with all of that. Because if you know the pain and suffering that ST and I have had to go through with this Norwegian golem in charge of our football club, it's an absolute disgrace. But as ST has said, the Lord has come through. Tooth made various phone calls, fam.
Amen.
Various. For
Big up
years,
Tooth.
Tooth has been working on this assignment, bruv. Coming like a dissertation where he's have to put the work, blood, sweat, and tears. You see, when Tooth got back Frank sacked here, that was light work, bruv. That was just like one of the modules in uni, bruv. This dissertation right here to get Ole sacked was the most difficult thing Tooth did. So shout out Tooth for not giving up, putting the work in, bruv. You know, that's my guy. right
That's
there,
a
yeah.
G, that guy.
But man, it's gone. As Martin Luther King said, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, free at last. Listen, real talk. ST, what you telling me, bro?
Listen, it's Sunday. I've been singing church hymns the whole day today. Because you know that man's Juju man was working overtime. But Tooth got the job done. We thank him. We thank all the Ollie outs. We thank everyone for this beautiful day. We're just happy. The darkness has left. The light is now coming.
Preach.
We are happy. All that evil, that nonsense. Watford, Elton John's team. Man like Elton John came in for us.
Harlequin, bruv. The Harlequin. Area Watford, bruv. The nightclub. All them things, bruv.
All those things. Oceana. It used to be called Oceana for all the young people there, for all the older side. I'm so happy. You don't understand. I'm so happy. Like he needed to leave. I'm glad that finally our wishes have been received. We're happy. Today is a celebration. You see TJ with his drink.
Rum punch settings, bruv. I told you, man.
I've got food later on that I'm going to eat with a smile on my face. I'm just a very,
bruv,
very...
You should have a beverage, bruv. I need to cheers you. Cheers.
Okay, well, I've got a big... let me get my water. 1 second.
Man said water. Listen, that holy water, bruv.
Exactly.
That holy water that you've been sprinkling for years.
I'm back. Sorry,
yes,
celebration.
Bruv.
I'm too excited. You see this? You see what this man has done to me? He's put me through stress. He's made my club a laughing stock. You got Truth laughing at us. Arsenal supporters. How can Arsenal supporters be laughing at me?
You know, like that.
How can other supporters laughing at me? People saying Ollie's at the wheel. People say please stay. Singing with their chest. People with their dry cough chest, with their dry cough voice singing. People like that. People like my own friends, my own family are laughing at me.
You know,
they're
like
all
that.
laughing at
the embarrassment that this man has put us through, is a crime in itself, right? The fact that opposition fans are begging you to stay, the fact that opposition fans made a song about you, singing it with chest in our backyard, right? Begging for you to stay is a crime in itself, bruv. And I think the one thing that annoys me more than anything else is that this guy didn't even walk. They still had to get rid of you. You claimed that you're a Man United man, you love the club, this, that, and all that spiel, but at no point you didn't decide to walk. Bridget, real talk. No. Real talk. If you loved the club that much, you would have walked, but you wanted to get your payout. So this was a money thing. You knew you couldn't turn this around, right? Yeah. You knew that you were stealing the living. You knew you were committing crimes, right? But you still decided to stay. So it's taken the club to act and say, you know what? Seeing as you're not going to walk, forget it. I'm going to pay you out, pay your compensation, and you leave. And that's what's had to happen now, bro. And when you deep it and think about it realistically, it's coming up to 3 years. Because what are we in November? 2 more years, 2 more months, and it would have been 3 years that he's been in charge, right? His biggest quote was, I'm going to be successful here, and some of the players that are here now won't be here to see that success. Well, Batio, let me tell you something. All the players that have left have won trophies, and you didn't do shit, right?
Exactly.
You came to the club, you went on a run. I think it was 10 out of 13 wins or something like that. You got a contract. Gassed, I'm not gonna lie, I celebrated after the PSG game. I celebrated, you know what I mean? I never said give him a contract when Rio Ferdinand was like, yeah, put the contract in the front of him, however many zeros, let him sign what he wants. I wasn't doing that because I'm not an idiot. I remember what this guy, the crimes he committed at Cardiff, and when he went back to Mulder, right? And they gave him a contract. Then what happened? We fell off. I think we finished sixth or seventh. We finished the end of that season.
I think it was sick. It was sick.
But everyone brushed it under the carpet because they blame Maureen. all right, cool. Second season, obviously, Rona happened. Managed to end up finishing third because Leicester threw away a 14-point lead in second. And obviously, other clubs just failed. They just failed. Do you know what I mean? So it was a full third. Then last season, full second. Chelsea had Frank for the first half of the season, couldn't recover. Liverpool had a whole team injured, couldn't recover. City, who were seventh in December, came back and took the title away from you and won by 14 points. Leicester, again, threw it away after being in second place. Europa League final, you went and lost. Two, what is it? How many FA Cup finals did you go to? Two FA Cup semi-finals.
2 or 3, one of them.
Two FA Cup semi-finals, you got knocked out. FA Cup quarter-final, you got knocked out. Europa League final, you got knocked out. Like, bro, tell me where the success is. I want to know. Man said at the beginning, I am going to be successful here. Where is it? Because I can't see it. What, are we celebrating second and third now?
That's what I was going to say.
Are we celebrating signings?
Exactly.
Because
that's what
I'm sorry,
fans,
if we could do that, we might as well be Tottenham fans.
Exactly. Hey, listen, Tottenham have more ambition than us. They've signed Conte. What we signed? They got more ambition than us. But the reason, I guess, why fans thought, oh, we were progressing is because we'd had such bad times and our league position was a lot better than under Mourinho. But I think
it wasn't though, because we finished.
That's what I'm saying. I was gonna say as well. But people don't realize that Mourinho scored more goals than Solskjaer, conceded less than Solskjaer.
He's got a better win percentage.
Won trophies. And people know I'm nowhere near Mourinho's biggest fan. I think the guy's finished. However, Ole never started, if you know what I mean. Ole is terrible. And people got gassed because we finished ahead of certain teams. They saw it as progress, and it wasn't progress. You always need to look at the amount of wins people, the goals they scored, the goals conceded. That's what you need to look at to see.
It's the eye test more than anything else. Eye test. Listen, everyone says to me, oh, he needs time. When we saw Klopp coming at Liverpool, right, with that dead Liverpool team, right? I think that first season, didn't he get to the Europa League final?
He did.
If I'm not mistaken. And you could see what man was trying to do. He was trying to, you could see what he was building. You saw a style of play, you saw systems, right? And he's built. Pep had money, had to spend. We knew his pedigree, but he had to rebuild Man City, right? Tuchel, right? 6 months it took, man, to take Chelsea from being crap under Fat Frank to going on to winning the Champions League to now being top of the league. I think they're 3 points clear of City and 4 Liverpool or something like that, right? In nearly 3 years with this fraud at the helm at our football club, we never saw not one style of play, no system, absolutely nothing. No challenging for the league, no challenging for the Champions League, not even challenging for the FA Cup. Guy didn't even make an FA Cup final. Man didn't make a League Cup final because he went out in the semi-final in the League Cup final as well, right? Albeit up against Man City, but everyone likes to talk about Ole's record against Pep. But when it comes to crunch time, it don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. And these are all the things that have built up over the years to what's happened now. And you and I have been calling for Ole, I've been calling for Ole to be sacked after we finished 6th when he took over, when he first got the contract from interim. I've been calling for him to be sacked. Yours was 2 years ago. So we've all been calling for it, but it's one of them ones where the board wanted that easy life. They had a guy that's seen as a club legend by most United fans, not me. He's a cult hero. He's not my legend, right? And it was the shield that the board had in front of them. So if the board were doing fuckeries, oh, it's all right because Ole's in charge. He'll talk to the fans and whatnot. And bruv, he's burned in hell now because now man is going job centre like half the people in the country. Man's going job centre in Salford.
I work in the job centre, so I know, bro. He's going to be there Monday morning, Harlesden Job Centre with his application. I'm telling you.
Well, he said he's going to be on universal credit.
Universal credit, you know.
Bro, with that payout
gonna...
that he got, he can't be trying to claim universal credit, fam. Man got 7.5 million compensation.
Yeah,
he ain't claiming universal credit.
You have to
a man's going to be at a job center, bro. Bro, I want to see Ole stacking shelves in Sainsbury's, bro. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
But B&M, any of them, bro. If I saw, imagine, bro, Ole will probably fuck up being a customer, doing customer service, bro.
Yeah, he can't.
Could you imagine? He couldn't do it, bro. He couldn't do it. He'll probably even fail at that. Imagine failing at one of the most basic jobs ever. This is how much of a failure this man is, bro. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
They'll ask him for the milk, yeah, and he'll tell him the wrong hour. He'll go to he'll tell him and where the
man will send him people to Mordor, fam. That's what he'll be doing. But ST, obviously, listen, as much as we're celebrating, we can't be too biased. And one of the things that I've always said under Ole is that, and his tenure, is that he got rid of a lot of dead wood from the club and he brought in good players. And we can't say that he hasn't, because he's gotten rid of a lot of dead wood in the club. One or two are still there, but obviously he's brought in, I know I've got a list. No, he's rubbish. He's rubbish.
Okay, so Van der Beek.
All right, so he brought in Donny, he brought in Tellez, Sancho, Varane, Cristiano. There's more signings, but we'll get onto the shit signings that he's made. Yeah. But he's brought in some good players that we cannot deny, and he's gotten rid of a lot of players that could cause problems in the club. So in that sense, I can say, you know what, cool, that's fine. He put out a lot of fires up until this season, and the players seem to be happy up until this season. So that's the only credit I'm going to give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in that 1 minute of service. Anyway, let's go on to the shit signings that he made, yeah? Because Daniel James, Sonic the Hedgehog, obviously now at Leeds, 16 million.
Doing terribly at Leeds, by the way.
No, even though he scored, but you know.
Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka, who is looking worse now than what he looked like when he was at Crystal Palace.
Brother
50
has
million.
No technique.
Bruno for 56 million. I don't need to voice anything because you lot know how I feel about him.
With him, I would say, I don't know, like, I don't think he's great, but I don't think he's a horrible sign. I think he's in the middle for me, because I agree in the sense that his link-up play for what he's supposed to be is terrible. He doesn't control the games as much.
Got press resistant.
Can't
pass the ball 5 yards.
Doesn't have the IQ to be the number 10. However, as bad as it sounds, even though he hasn't really been scoring this season, you have to say he's all right. But I wouldn't say he's shit signing. But
you don't care. All right, we'll put him in the middle.
He's in purgatory. But he's on the risk. He's on the risk of hell. That guy.
Igalo on loan. We don't know why that happened. I'll leave the young players out, the Palestri and Ahmad, because we don't know what they're about. They're young, so we'll leave them out. Cavani on a free, pointless signing.
Yeah.
And then we have the fridge on toes, bruv.
Man, like slept.
85 million pounds. This is the biggest criminal offence that Ole committed as manager of Manchester United Football Club. That this fridge, right? Not only you spent 85 million pounds on him, but you gave him the captain's armband to boot, right? And I'm not going to get onto him too much in this. We will talk about it more in Footie Chat, the disgraceful performance that he put in against Watford. But the fact that you spent 85 million pounds on this crap guy who's cocking up ears against Albania doing knee slides, right? And he looks awful, is a crime in itself, bro. It's probably the worst signing that he made in his tenure as Manchester United manager. And it's a sackable offence. It's a sackable offence for wasting so much money on someone so crap. Like, man's been relegated 4 times and he's captain of Manchester United Football Club. That you made him captain of Manchester United Football Club because you took the captaincy off De Gea, because shout out De Gea, because De Gea spoke out and said, you know what, we're shit, right? You didn't like it, so you took the captain's armband off it and gave it to this fridge who has no leadership skills, right? Who's absolutely rubbish on a football field, right? Fucking ugly as well, yeah. And finally, man's busting case in Greece, fam. So he's a criminal as well.
Yeah, they're all criminals.
This is your captain of Manchester United Football Club under your tenure, fam. Am I a dickhead? Right?
You all know he's a criminal as well. So the money.
Oh, well, we know Ollie's a criminal, bro.
Yeah,
like, see what I'm doing, but anyway, because you go have to answer for them crimes. Those are proper crimes. I'm not even footballing crimes, but we're talking about fraudulent crimes, yeah, money laundering crimes for Ollie, bruv. You get me? Pablo Escobar settings. I told man already, get the Nas album out. You see me? Yeah.
This is so reckless. I love it. It's been coming. I'm telling you, it's relief.
Listen, and within all of that, yeah, man spent £441 million since he's been Manchester United manager. Spent 100 mil. I think he spent 100 mil net spend than any other football club. I think Arsenal are second, right? And he's got absolutely nothing to show for it. It's ridiculous. It shouldn't be allowed, but Manchester United Football Club have allowed it to happen. SD, I got a couple more stats for you, yeah?
All right.
So Ollie's record, 168 games, 91 wins, 37 draws, 40 losses, 54.2% win percentage, which is lower than Maureen's. His Champions League record, 6 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw. He's the only manager, I can't remember for ages, bruv, that has a loss record, but that his losses are more than his wins in the Champions League, which is absolutely disgraceful. In 63 home defeats in the Premier League, he's got 21% of them. Brother, Fergie was in charge for 20 plus years. In the Premier League, he was in charge for 21 years. And this brother in 2.5 has got 21% of the losses at Old Trafford in 2.5 years.
It's too much. He's
like,
terrible.
Them crimes there, bruv. Like the Liverpool game, that 4-0 at half-time was the first time United had gone in at half-time 4-0 down in the Premier League, right? The Man City game, the 4 touches in the penalty area was the lowest since Opta started in 2008. These are just some of the things that negative records that this manager has carried on. There's a lot more people. Go research it if you want to know. But those are the ones that stand out, right? And this man, literally, if he doesn't lose to Watford, would have still been in a job.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous, fam.
Honestly,
Absolutely ridiculous. And I cannot believe that for so long, this man has gotten away with this. But Esty, let me ask you this, right? He's gone. He's done. He's in the mud. Job centre tomorrow morning. It's said that Carrick is now taken over on a caretaker basis as United look to bring in an interim to then bring in a permanent manager for next season. How much of a shambles are Manchester United right now?
A big shambles, because the way what that's telling me is that they didn't plan for this. They didn't plan to sack. I don't think they actually planned to sack him. I think that because we lost to Watford and not one of our rivals, it's become the fact where that's just unacceptable. Like, Watford are 17th or 16th, one of them. very low down in the table, and we got battered by them. So the board have looked at it and like, it's one thing losing to our rivals I think the board see that they're better than us, but Watford. So initially they didn't have a plan. And now what they're trying to do is they're trying to save face by employing Carrick for like a couple of games, then trying to get an interim manager till the end of the season. And during from now to the end of the season, they're going to look for a manager to actually manage Man United, which I think is a bit stupid because look how fast, and I always say this, how can Tottenham have more ambition than you? How can even Watford I know Watford sacked their managers, but if they don't feel something is right, they would have had someone planned, and in the next few days, a manager would have gone. So I'm quite annoyed with Man United because there was no pre-planning. There was no indication that they were like, we read the news. We thought that Solskjaer would stay because there's been so much words in terms of like headlines in terms of Solskjaer staying, Solskjaer giving them the benefit of the doubt, even though we lost to Liverpool. But because and now Man United have messed themselves up because all the managers that we've missed, Pochettino's, the Contes, they have now gone to other clubs, and they were spoken to by they've been taken by other teams. It's like, it's a shame. Pochettino's was literally twerking for us. He was on Saturday, Saturday night, Sky Football, saying that I want to come back to the Premier League. Can't wait. Hopefully they call me. I'm just like, Conte the same. Conte is like waiting for Man United to come and get them. But you never, Man United just didn't want to do it because they really, really were trying to protect Holly. And even now, it looks like this decision was very rushed because they haven't got anybody in place. So if you're looking for an interim manager till the end of the season, that means you've not thought about anybody. You haven't really discussed him leaving. It's only then where the emergency contacts were done. That's when you believe he's leading. So it's clear to see that Man United are not being run properly. We're a shambles of a club. We're a mess. We are foolish. We are nonsense people. We're being run by idiots. Ole was an idiot on the pitch, in management.
Bro, this is it. And my whole thing is that, bro, do you know how, bro, to the world and to opposition fans, it just sounds like it's farcical because you're right. They didn't plan for this. Even Gary Neville came out and said that he didn't plan for this. You've got Michael Carrick in charge, who is part of the problem because them man there don't know what they're doing, right? You're looking for, of course, Carrick and Fletcher out. Don't worry. Well, it's only the beginning of trying to get these guys out too. It's only the beginning. But yeah, then you're going to look for an interim. Now, in the interim, I've been calling for Ragnick for ages. As I said, the model should be Ragnick to come in to the club, take control to the end of the season, steady the ship, move him up to DOF. Then if Poch doesn't win the Champions League with PSG, we know he's getting sacked. So Poch comes in the summer, happy days. That's what should happen. But apparently they're saying that they don't want Ragnick because he's a difficult man to work with. But all the good managers are difficult to work with.
That's what you need.
Because that's what you need as a good manager, right? So now they're looking at Laurent Blanc. And I'm like, he was awful with France. Yeah, he was awful with as France manager. So, and bruv, listen, I don't want the next manager, interim or permanent, I do not want them having any affiliation with this football club.
Amen.
I don't want it, right? Because it's bullshit.
It's crowding their
fucking
judgment.
Bullshit, right? Because all these dumb United fans, that want these legends in, then, as you said, it clouds their judgment because you're looking at shit and thinking to yourself, do you know what? But it's all right because it's this person. They played for the football club. No, I don't want no one affiliated. Bro, I'm even hearing Tooth Boy, Steve Bruce, bruv, the one that the Truth, bruv, put in Marvin's room, yeah, is being linked as interim, bruv.
Yeah,
Like,
no, that's a
I'm
mess.
like, bruv, you just got sacked from Newcastle for his crimes.
Newcastle, bro.
Like, man couldn't even get the best out of the greatest striker the Premier League's ever seen in Joe Linton, fam.
Man like Joe Linton, you know.
Listen.
Like putting my boy St. Maximum in
Bruv, St.
in
Maxi,
in relegation.
Bruv, if we don't buy him, I swear. If we
Yeah,
don't buy him, Tooth,
yeah.
I know, only if you lot get relegated though, Tooth.
Yeah,
Not
only
if,
relegation, yeah.
If you lot get relegated, we're taking him from you. But I know if you don't, he's going to stay. But still.
Listen, Uncle Maxi, we need that guy.
Bruv, I'm telling you. But this is what I'm saying. Like, all these names being mentioned, apparently someone was saying they want Roy Keane.
Oh,
Bro,
no.
Who
Wait,
wants Roy Keane as
the
their
one that got
manager?
sacked, the one that got sacked by Sunderland.
Bruv, get out of here with that, bruv.
That
Honestly.
He's funny as a pundit, but all these guys are funny as a pundit, are funny because Roy Keane just loses it. He he says his commentary like he's on the pitch.
Bruv,
Doesn't say
literally.
It's so funny.
Literally. So I don't want anyone affiliated with this football club having any management role within it at all.
None.
I think Ragnick is the man. Then we wait till the summer. I do like this whole Brendan Rodgers thing is pissing me off purely because how are you gonna go for a man that's doing worse than us? I know Rodgers is a good manager. Don't get me wrong. He is a good manager, but he's not that top caliber kind of manager that Man United should be looking at, right? Zidane is a French Ollie, bruv. I don't care what anyone says. He's a French Ollie. There's no tactics. There's no system. There's no style of play. He just got lucky with the team that he inherited to go and three-peat with the Champions Leagues, bruv. He don't speak English. I'm not interested. However, seeing as Zidane wants the France job, I wouldn't object for him basically say, I'll take over from now to the end of the season, then I'll piss off. Mm-hmm. Because we all know he wants the France job or he wants the PSG job. He has no interest in managing. Or Juve. He'll take Juve as well. But apart from those three, he's not interested in anything else. So if we went to Zidane and said, you know what, interim from point A to point B, fair enough. And in the summer, it's a Poch thing or it's a Ten Hag thing. There's no one else. It's Poch or Ten Hag. Nobody else. Not Rodgers, nobody. Yeah, right. Literally, like, I don't listen. Like, I see Gary Neville on Sky Sports basically saying he's ruling himself out. Bro, you are one of the biggest problems with why Ollie lasted so long, because he's your brethren. And this is the other reason why I don't want no ex-United players as managers, because all their friends are in the media and they are the biggest problem as to why these managers last so long, right? Him and Rio, bruv, they need to answer for their crimes just as much as Ollie, because they're the ones that prolong the agony, right? To the point where this man should have been gone after the Europa League. You turned around and you said, oh yeah, we'll judge him on next season. Brother, he's been here 2 years and he still ain't won nothing, right? Maureen won the Europa League, the League Cup in his first 2 seasons. LVG won the FA Cup. This man went 2 seasons, didn't win nothing. But you lot were saying it's progress because he finished second. But when Maureen finished second, it was seen as a failure, right? You're saying Gary Neville saying Maureen should have won the Champions League with Fellaini and Phil Jones, competing for the Premier League with Fellaini and Phil Jones. But Ollie has Pogba, Ollie has Cavani, Ollie has Rashford, Greenwood, all these players, but he shouldn't be competing for the Champions League and the Premier League. Am I a dickhead? So all his brethren in the media are the reasons why it got to this point. And they deserve all the smoke that they're getting from the fans. Because if they actually looked at football with no bias, and yes, it's your brethren, you don't want to call out your brethren, right? So you want to go on for as long as possible. But there's certain points when we got knocked out in the group stages should have been called out. When we didn't win the Europa League final, that was a perfect time to say, do you know what? As much as you've done well and as much as you're my boy, listen, it's time to move on. But you didn't. You still protected him. You protected him until the Ollie Innes turned on you. And then you wanted to flip-flop. Flip flop. Get the fuck out of here, man. Nah, you should have stayed with your Ollie in. You should have stayed with your Ollie in. Go on,
and I was gonna say it's a shame because they've obviously that's Ollie and Ollie Rio and Gary Neville, all great friends of each other, But sometimes you need friends that are real. You need friends that are real. Like, for example, I know if I was doing something wrong, you tell me, like, listen, Salah.
You know me.
Yeah, I know
already,
you. I've
bruv.
known you for years. You tell
You know me already. I'm hella reckless, bro.
If we say something that we don't like or that you've done that I don't like, I'll say it to you. A real friend will tell you the truth. They knew from time that he wasn't performing, and I'm sure they have group chats and tell them, listen, Ollie's not the one. Like, you can tell Rio wasn't, and it's a shame, especially with Rio, because Rio, look at the sort of player Rio was. Very intelligent footballer, read the game very well, speaks about the game very well before all this Ollie nonsense, because of the way he used to play Rolls Royce and stuff like that. But in my head, I'm thinking, you're catering for your fans. You didn't really believe that you wanted Ollie. It's because he, first of all, is your friend. Secondly, you wanted to cater to all these Ollie inners to say that, oh yeah, I'm one of you. I wanna build my brand up, and I didn't respect that. As for Gary Neville was just good pundit on other teams, but when it comes to his own bias, leave out of it.
He's not the one.
And remember, this guy, he couldn't coach Valencia. They
failed miserably. Like he failed a drugs test, fam. Failed.
They were cussing him. They said, do you understand? Is this guy stupid? They were cussing him. Like, Lamar says, it's serious, but they were saying this guy knows nothing, no tactics, doesn't know how to handle players and everything like that. And then you're coming up.
And this was Ollie. It was like a mirror image.
Exactly.
This is it, bro. Like these guys, and this I've said it before and I'll say it again. These guys have the biggest platforms, right, to speak to the masses. And a lot of things that they say, people take heed. Even I do when they're talking about other teams, right? And it's difficult for sheep to pick sense out of nonsense, right?
Exactly.
So they'll just go with the flow. They'll literally just go with the flow. Whereas you got people like you and I that know football, studied the game, played it, right? And know the difference between a good manager and a shit one, right? We're going to question certain things. We'll try and give you the benefit of the doubt, but we're going to question it because it's like, well, I'm not seeing nothing here, but you know what? Let me wait. We gave Ollie long enough to try and implement a style or a system or something, and we never saw it. And then once we started calling them out, we were like, people were saying fake fans. Oh, well, you don't want the club to do well. How can you want the club to lose? Because look at where we are now. And if you would have listened when we forecasted this 2 years ago, right, United would probably be in a better position now than they are at this moment in time.
Exactly.
But these man will look at hindsight, whereas I'm like, no, Bridget, it was in your face. But because man was a legend, you didn't want to see it. Exactly. I mean, cult hero to me, legend to them, right? You didn't want to see it. You didn't want to acknowledge it. You'd rather ignore it and be like, oh, but we're second in the table. Oh, but we're third in the table. Bruv, that's not the be-all and end-all. Like, a lot of these men, we're not Gen Z football fans. These Gen Z football fans and Cooking with Rash that base their shit on stats. That's not how we do it. We actually watch football and watch multiple football, not just your team. So we watch football in La Liga. We watch football in Serie A. Watch some of the French League, Champions League, other teams, right? Yeah. And you can tell teams that have a structure and a system, know what they want to do compared to another team that is just like, you know what, I'm going to play on the counter-attack, right? That's my only outlet.
It sounds so bad. Like, I remember I was saying back in the day, listen, everybody always is cussing Moyes at the time, yeah? Moyes was doing a better job than him. And he didn't have anywhere near the players that he had. He had an aging team. And I
wouldn't say a better job, but you know,
no.
I get where you're coming from.
No, Moyes is better than Ollie. Let's be real.
If he would have had time, then yeah, I get what you're saying.
But obviously, he was. We all know, even though he's doing well at the moment, we all know he wasn't the right man to take Man United to the next level. That's fair enough. But how can you give more money, or more money to someone like David Moyes, who let's be real, has done more than him, has been a stalwart in the Premier League for 10 years, has been a very good manager of different teams.
Bear in mind, he died after United and had to be resurrected. He's resurrected his career because the United job literally killed his career, and he's resurrected and come back. He's doing a good job at West Ham.
But my thing is this: you don't give him the funds to compete. Whereas, and I remember him speaking as well. Yeah, now this is just an example. He wanted the right place. He's like, I wanted Kroos, I wanted this player, I wanted that player, I wanted. Yeah, Kroos was the sort of player.
To be fair, these players were turning around and saying no to him. If you remember, Ander Herrera told him, no, I don't want to come. Like, do you know what I mean? So I get what you're saying. He was looking for certain players to implement a certain style.
Yeah.
But, bro, it was one of them ones where these players were telling him no. As much as the board didn't back him with the money, these players were outright. Imagine these players, Man United football clubs, calling you and they'll be like, do you know what? Like, bruv, like you're trying to avoid gal, bruv. Just, you know what? Let me just put my phone on silent for now. I'm not really interested in that. Let me just ghost that one for a bit. That's what people were doing when David Moyes is trying to call them and make these signings. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Even Mourinho's team, like I said, Mourinho didn't have nowhere near the amount of backing that Ole has. And Mourinho's done so much more in the game. So it was really annoying to see that Ole getting all that money. It's like, give him all this money to a homeless person. What are they going to spend it on? They're going to spend it on food, drugs. Well, not even food, drugs, alcohol, all the things that you don't
flight
need.
back to Mordor, like all that shit, bro.
Yeah.
All that shit. One giant.
Yeah, that's it. Truth. Listen, the pipe. That's all that.
Listen, but this is what I'm saying. Like, you're giving a man all this money to spend. And look, don't get me wrong. As much as man has made some bad signings, he's made some good ones as well.
Yeah.
And because when we look at Fergie and some of the signings that he made,
he made some
man like Jemba and them man there.
Belly
you know
on
what I mean? So nice they named him twice, bruv. Like he made some. What's his? Oh, what was that one? Oh, with the goalkeeper, bruv. What was the goalkeeper? Taibi, bruv.
Yeah, he was dead. Mark Bosnich and them man there.
But so Fergie, like all managers have made like bad signings as well as good ones. You know what I mean? But Ollie's just a different breed of animal. But ST, before we wrap up, bruv, let's talk future. We are ST. I am going to jump on with you because we've slayed. It's like we've won the battle here because Ollie's finally gone. But we still need to win the war, and the biggest war, and the next people we are going after, and who we need to make the call to is trying to get rid of the Glazers and the United board, bruv, because it doesn't matter who you bring in, as long as this board only want top four, we're never going to get back to our glory days. But that's a whole nother chat in itself that we need to have. But for you, who do you want? Is it Ten Hag? Is it Poch? Is it Rodgers? Is there someone else that you want? I think someone else said like Luis Enrique or something like that, but he's never going to leave the Spain job. Like who ideally in the summer, who do you want in charge of United Football Club?
At this moment in time, we have a lot of players that require systems and coaching. So my main choice, if given the long-term choice would be Ten Hag for me. And as bad as Rodgers is doing, I would like him on an interim basis.
He's not going to leave Leicester.
He's not going to leave Leicester. You're asking me what I would ideally want.
Cool.
And the reason why I say that is, as you said, Rodgers would get the best out of those. I don't think Rodgers and I think Rodgers would steady the ship a bit, if you understand what I mean, because that's my personal opinion. Because I like you, and it's mad to say, I see a lot of problems with Zidane. Like if you see his teams and people don't watch it because they look at he's won 3 Champions League. Yes, he's won 3 Champions League, but I think there's a reason, because I think there's a particular guy that helps him with the planning and everything like that, of course. But when you see him, when he made some of his substitutions, it doesn't make sense.
Even their style of play. Like the one thing that, bro, this is why I call him a French Ole, bro. The one thing about Zidane that Zidane had that Ole doesn't. His coaching staff are good, bruv.
Yeah.
His coaching
good.
staff are good. So all Zidane does is the man management, which in this day and age is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But as we saw with Maureen, if he loses his main protagonist in his coaching staff, he will go to shit. And that's why, as much as them not say I'm taking a piss, and obviously Zidane's too spoiled and he thinks I'm talking a whole bunch of fuckeries. But if you would have taken one of his main coaches out of that, bruv, it's peak for him, because tactically and systems wise, he hasn't got it. But the one thing he is good at is man management. And that's what I'll give Zidane. So all he does is man manage the players. And that's why they got to, along with some luck, to get the 3-peat in the Champions League.
Yeah. So I wouldn't want Zidane, because I don't think Zidane...
And he doesn't speak English either.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, Zidane can manage big characters, which is fantastic, but Man United need more than that, if you understand what I mean. We need to be coached first and foremost. And I think if you get the coaching right, I think these big players will respect you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did win. But
Yeah,
he did.
Mr. Motivator, you know?
Bro, that's exactly what he was, bro. He was an inspirational leader, bro. That's what he was, bro. Man was giving them pep talks. Talks, bro. Giving man water and patting them on the back and that. That's what Zidane was on, bro.
You know, this is what I'm saying, yeah. If you see, listen, you have to do everything to win. I headbutted Materazzi to win.
No, don't get me wrong. Zidane's a gunman, bruv. Yeah, Zidane's a gunman, bruv.
He's out. He's got the
Listen, you pissed that man off. He was on crud, bruv.
Yeah, he got so many red cards.
He was on crud, bruv. Where's he from originally? Is he Algerian? He's Algerian, isn't he? Yeah, bruv. So you know that, or you know this already. I hear what you're saying. Obviously, I did. It's not gonna happen because. Bruv, the thing is, I don't want Rodgers at all, because even if United was said interim, they'll probably end up keeping him, because what we got to understand is the board don't want anyone that's going to rock the boat in it. And I think one of Ten Hag's demands is that Overmars comes with him as a DOF.
Yeah.
And again, United don't want anybody rocking the boat. So that's why I think it's going to be kind of difficult to get Ten Hag. Whereas with Poch, I think it's a little bit easier. But if Poch goes and wins the Champions League,
he's not coming.
He's not coming, because PSG will keep him. I think if Poch was to do the treble in the French
and go to the final or something like that,
I think and he got to like a semi-final in the Champions League, I still think he keeps the job. But anyhow, he goes out in the last 16.
Yeah,
he's done for. He gets sacked the next day. I've said it because that's the main reason why Messi was brought in, because you got one season with Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe, because Mbappe is going Madrid in the summer. You got one season with them go and win the Champions League. That's why my hopes are set high on Poch coming in, and the United board have said that Poch and Ten Hag are their two main targets, which is good news for me, because as I said, I don't want Brendan Rodgers in at all. My only fear is this interim thing. I don't want Laurent Blanc, but it looks like it could be Laurent Blanc that comes in on an interim basis. But we saw what happened the last time they got an ex-United player on an interim basis, and 2.5 years later, look where we are. And that's why I don't want it. I'd rather someone that has no ties to the club. So if it's going wrong, they cut the cord and they say, see you later. That's it. And it is what it is. Finally, ST, before we go, bruv, because obviously a Sunday settings, we don't want to make it too long. How will Ole's managerial career be remembered at Manchester United?
It will be remembered as someone who at the time got players on the side. It'll be probably remembered for the first 6 months of his tenure. But then after that, it will be labeled as a disaster, if I'm being pretty honest. Like, I would say a 3 out of 10. For the simple fact is, we didn't win anything. Yes, and the only 3 marks I'm giving 3 is because he got a lot of deadwood out of the club, which you have to give him credit for that. But we didn't win anything ultimately, and Man United standards are winning anything. We hardly got into the top 4. We didn't really accumulate as much points. We've had quite a lot of unwanted records that we've broken as well under Ole. And to be honest, I don't think because of the way social media is and the way he's been bantered so much, I don't think he's gonna get another job in this country for a long
He's
time.
not getting another job anywhere.
Yeah.
Listen, this guy is going to be stacking shelves with the rest of us, bro. Yeah, listen. Listen. France, Italy, Spain, England, none of them are giving man a job, bro. I don't even think Mulder will have him back, to be honest.
No,
this guy's going back to, bro. He's gonna be managing Sunday League. That's what he's doing, bro. He knew. He knew that after this, he's never getting a big job again, bruv. So man's gonna be doing up some Sunday League team with a YouTube channel, bruv. And you see Ollie in the sideline getting batted up by the man them on the roadside, bruv. That's what Ollie's going to, because he's not getting another job, bruv. Man's not getting another job. It's either that or man's gonna be trying to get in a new Hobbit film, trying to play Schmeagol and all that, bro. These are his options: stacking shelves, Sunday League YouTube, or getting in the Hobbit film. That's Ollie's next. That's Ollie's future.
I'll put them in order. Probably stacking shelves will probably be his first choice. Maybe the Ollie and the new Lord of the Rings film, definitely, or the Hobbit film. Even the Sunday League team, they ain't taking him. They'll be watching. Can you imagine the man them on? Can you imagine SC Dons? The man then come out to him like, come driving down to see South London.
You imagine them man, they're just patting man down, saying, "What you got for me, bro?" Like real talk, like all the crimes that you committed at and the atrocities you committed at Manchester United, bro. Man, will be looking for, bro. Man are gonna be like, "I need a refund for my season ticket in that, bro." Because of the criminal actions that have been going on since you've been as the manager.
Man United supporters as well. Them man are Man United supporters. So
see what I'm saying, bro. So Ollie ain't got much nowhere to go. He's got nowhere to go. Listen, his tenure for me will be remembered as the man that got so many unwanted records. It was ridiculous. The man that always got to semis, no hard on. The man that got knocked out by Emre, even though the Europa League is Emre's, the Europa League belongs to Emre, the man that never made a substitution in 120 minutes. Yeah. The man that was always smiling when we lost. The man that got battered by so many teams. People forget about the 6-1 that we got from Tottenham, right? At home as well as the 5-0 from Liverpool, right? This is the same man, bro. There's so much negatives.
He couldn't beat the terrible Arsenal team,
bro. Man, literally. Remember, Crystal Palace hadn't won at us for ages. They won back to back for the first time in how many years, right? Sheffield United hadn't won at us for how many years? Beat us. Burnley, same thing. Arsenal, same thing, bro. All these unwanted records that this man has got. So ultimately, he will be remembered as the yes man that nobody ever wanted, right? He came out from the shadows of Norway and Mordor to come to this club when we didn't want him. He's not needed. He can fuck off. He's not a Man United legend. He's a cult hero.
He brought darkness. He brought depression.
Listen. The Lord works, at his own pace. And God knew what he was doing, right? And as much as we grew frustrated and we grew tired and we thought that the Lord wasn't going to come through for us, you never give up faith.
Exactly.
You never give up faith. And this is what I have to say to the people. We finally got what we wanted. The Lord answered our prayers. This is why you should go to the church, the temple, mosque, wherever else that people go to worship, because eventually the Lord will come through for you, and he has come through for us today.
Or if you do blessed. Or if you have a friend like Tooth, give him the call.
Or if you have a friend like Tooth that knows certain individuals, he can make the call, bruv, and make people disappear.
He's saying send the contract.
Hey, listen, people, if you lot need anything done, Tooth said send the contract, bruv. So I said all the time, bruv, contact us on our socials. Anything that you need, any people that you need to go away, bruv, we're here for you. He's here for you, bruv. He knows the right connections, bruv.
Yeah,
I'm telling
let's
you
not
this
say
from
too
now.
much about that. He
Bruv,
does the job. That's what I'm-
yeah. We're not gonna say too much because we can't incriminate him. Like any people that are thinking, oh no, but what does he do? Don't worry about that. Just
Yeah,
know
he
that
just
he can
does the
get
job.
things. He
He
gets
just
the
does the
job
job.
done.
That's it.
He gets
Yeah.
the job done. But we're gonna end there. People, let us know what you think in the comments. I know all the opposition fans are gonna be crying,
Sad.
bawling their eyes out, complaining about this video, saying how can we both be so disrespectful to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? He did this and he did that. All you ops, shame, because he's finally gone.
Exactly.
So any piss
Hold that.
taking that you had, hold that. He's
Hold
done
that.
out here, especially the Arsenal fans, bro, that were hoping that he was going to be there when we played them. Bro,
These
he's
Arsenal
gone
fans
before
are
that.
shameless.
I'm
Shameless.
telling you,
people.
bro. Listen, oi, all you Arteta out, man. Ollie's available now, innit? So
Yeah.
you look and bringing him, see,
You know, exactly.
you wanted them to stay so much in the Premier League. There's your next manager right
He'll
there,
get you top
bro.
four. Trust me,
I'm
he'll get you
telling
top
you.
four.
I'm telling you. But yeah, let us know what you think in the comment section. Let us know what you think Ollie's tenure was. Let us know what you think about this whole farcical caretaker to interim to actual manager. Let us know who you want to be the next Manchester United manager as well. And let us know what you think of Ollie's tenure on a whole. I want to say thank you very much to my guy ST and Tooth in the background. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Ollie, we can't see Ollie out now. Ollie,
I know. Ollie out is done, bro. He's gone. It's Ollie gone now, bro. It's Ollie gone. Coming up, we've got the review for Crawford and Porter that will be coming to you tomorrow. Obviously, today's Sunday, Monday, so it'll be Tuesday that will be coming up to you because we're going to shoot that tomorrow. And Footie chat as well. When is the next UFC? Is it the 10th? I think it's next week that Tooth and I jump on for 269. But yeah, and our people, don't worry, our Christmas show for the NBA poddy will be coming as well. It will be here at some point before Christmas. I can see Tooth typing already from, I don't even know what he's going to say. And yeah, and the Truth was also promised that the F1 poddy, I think there's only 2 races left. So within the next 2 to 3 weeks, the F1 poddy will be coming. First poddy without me. I need a fucking break. So I can't wait for it. But people, stay safe out there. Enjoy your Monday because that's when you're going to be getting this. Last thing, I said, because Ollie's gone, I've now got my Man United shirt back on. So
I'm going to be wearing it more often.
In my Man United kits from now that Ollie's gone, bruv. I was boycotting them until this Batio had gone. He's been sacked now, so I'll be wearing that from now into the distant future, unless we employ like some dickhead manager that I don't want. I'll be go back to not wearing it.
I wouldn't be surprised though with Man United. But anyway,
I'm telling you. But people, stay safe out there, and we shall see you very, very soon. He's gone.
Hallelujah. Peace.